All right, let's talk about the number one problem that all the Diablo players are going to run into with Path of Exile, and that's defenses, staying alive. Come on, you piece of junk. It's Hawg, baby. So this was a big struggle for me, and it's going to be a big struggle for a lot of the Diablo players coming over. Survivability. What we're used to in Diablo is armor, life, resistance. Well, you got more stuff you got to worry about here. Let's take a look. You got armor. Okay, armor grants physical damage reduction. We're used to that. You have evasion. Okay, evasion's like dodge. Now, we did have that in Diablo as well, but this is a lot more important. This plays a lot bigger factor than it did in Diablo. You have energy shield. Okay, that's this little blue that's on your health globe. That takes damage first before your health. The exception is chaos damage will override that. It goes straight to your health. Energy shield is not mandatory. It's just an extra layer of defense. Think of it as mana shield for Diablo. If you were a wizard player or sorceress player that had mana shield, it's very similar to that, but it's just another extra layer of defense. You have life regeneration. Okay, you have life leech. You have life on hit. Then you have your standard life pool.
Yeah. Whoa! You can see your boobs!
This is the coolest class ever.
Now listen, I've been told 500 life per act. That's the general thing. And you want to max out your resistances as much as possible, but you want at least
3 grand,
4,000 life when you're going into the end game, at least. And so if you're in the end game and you got 1,200 life, 1,600 life, 2,000 life, and you're wondering why you get clapped, you don't have enough life. You got to have 4,000 at least, unless your build is some crazy transfer everything to mana, damage taken, reflect, whatever, leech, whatever. But the general rule, 4,000. 4 grand. Now the big one. We all overlook it as Diablo players. I'm real guilty of it myself, and arguably might be the number one most important thing when you get to the end game. Spell suppression. You see, I got it at 100%. This is what's going to mitigate all of that incoming magic that you see in maps, and you're getting one shot by it, and you're like, I don't understand. I got life, I got resistance, I got armor. This is why. You have to have spell suppression. Have to. It's going to mitigate 53% of that damage that's coming in from that spell. You got to have it. Got to have it. If you're getting clapped all the time and you're wondering what's wrong, it's your spell suppression. You do have to get it from your gear and from the tree. So I got it on my shield here. I've got it on my boots here. I should have it on my gloves, I believe. You can get it on a lot of pieces of gear. You really need to have that, and then you can pick it up from the tree as well. So we'll search suppress spell, suppress spell, suppress spell, suppress spell. There's a lot of it. You see it flashing. It's all over the tree. You need to have that. If you've got problems, you need to have it. Work it into your gear. Do something. As you level up, you're going to get negative resistances going into the second half. It's going to drop you some. I don't know the exact number. Comment below if you know the exact number. It drops you. I think it's minus 25 or 45, something crazy. You're going to have to keep stacking that up till you get to the end game. Your resistances are capped. Now, you're going to see chaos resistance. This is one you got to worry about a little bit later. You want it around 20% positive. Mine's negative 20. It needs to be more. Is what it is. You also need to have ailment avoidance or immune to ailments. And that's ignite, frozen, stunned, hindered, all that kind of stuff. You need to have some kind of way to avoid that. Chill, shock, That's mandatory. If you don't have that, you're going to get fucked up. All these monsters stun. They all do crazy shit, especially the unique monsters and the rare monsters, okay? Um, Besides that, you're good. But if you don't have all of those things in a certain balance, you're going to get clapped nonstop and you're going to get pissed. So if you're having problems, look at your gear. Your gear needs to be, if it's all uniques, you got a problem, you need to fix it. Remember, there's a balance. You see, I've got 2 uniques that I'm running this whole build. Actually, no, I took that 1 unique off. 1 unique in this whole build. That's all I need. The rest are high stat rares, life, reduced mana cost, reflex, resistance, evasion, armor, spell suppression. Now, this stuff's not cheap, but this is a league where you can get a lot of currency, so whatever. But anytime you see life and resistances and suppression and armor, and stack it so you can be as tanky as possible. But again, follow your guide. If you're out there right now trying to theory craft, I promise you're going to have a hard time. I like to consider that I can build pretty good, but I didn't understand survivability. Now I'm going to give it another try, and I'll probably fail again, but this is how you survive. Also, make sure you have defense auras. So make sure you have defense skills like Molten Shell. This is a really strong one. Make sure you have Defiance or Vitality. Not Defiance, Determination. This gives you more armor. Vitality gives you regen. So make sure you have things like this. You can have Herald of Purity. If you need resistances, that'll give you more resistances. If you're not running auras, you need to have auras. That's going to give you an extra boost. So there's all kind of different ways that you can mitigate that damage, but it has to be a fine balance. And if you're missing a whole chunk of it, like spell suppression or evasion, you're going to have problems. So I hope this helps you out. It's a kind of a real simple intro, but there's a lot of y'all that are struggling with staying alive, and that's what's going to do it. Also, remember, you can go to your crafting bench, and you can put a flask in here, and you can tell it how to use it. So when the charges reach full, you can have it auto cast. When its flask effect is over, you can have it auto cast. Use these to your advantage. If you become frozen, have it set to use the anti-freeze potion. If you become ignited, have it use the ignited potion. Use the tools that are given to you if you're having an issue. Remember that. Let me know if you're having issues. Join the Discord. Come check me out on Twitch. Like and subscribe. See y'all next time.